This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. It's Thursday, November 17th, Throwback Thursday for Burger Revolution. BurgerRevolution.ca, where to get your menu, including the Mark and Charity sliders, which have sold upwards of 250 already in the month of November.
It's amazing.
$1 from each box going to the Firefighters Toy Drive, split with Christmas sharing. So thanks for that. My burgers are off to a little bit of a lead. But I'm not getting cocky because I've seen sicker cows than this get well, as my dad would say. Come on now, this isn't over. But thanks to the weather getting colder and my burger having the heat, that's why.
That's what Jeff says.
Jeff Camacho seems to think that might have the edge, or the fact that he built a tremendous burger. I gave him a couple of ideas.
You said you wanted it spicy.
Bang.
And it's not overly spicy, but yeah, there's a bit of a
so nice
punch to it that's kind of nice.
So thanks for that. So we kicked off the show at 8 today with our Burger Revolution Throwback Thursday, and it was Guns N' Roses November Rain.
Yeah.
Knowing that, the show took off bright and early. Thanks everybody who qualified for our Mariah Carey tickets. We had that this morning, and then we had some fun on Galaxy of Games with Name That Movie, and it was A Christmas Story.
Yes, because the sequel comes out today, A Christmas Story, Christmas. So we had some fun with Galaxy of Games with the original, and many are excited for the sequel to come out. And we thought we'd touch base with local celebrity and co-star from the original, Tom Wallace of Campbellford, to see if he was excited as well. Good morning, Tom. It's Charity Brown. How are you?
I'm good, Charity.
Tom!
And Mark Philbin.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome to hear.
See, that's the thing. Charity emails, okay, I'm going to talk to Charity. Then I slip in, it's like, no, he's there. Oh, my gosh. Tom Wallace, everybody, an Hollywood story of a child performer. Fame ruined him, but he brought himself back and dug himself up, and now is one of the most successful business people in Campbellford this weekend on the Hallmark Channel. How are you?
I'm doing great. How couldn't you be great? Look at the
Look
weather
at that.
outside.
It's beautiful.
It is
Perfect
beautiful.
timing for the phone call, guys.
Now,
Well, thank you for taking our phone call, Tom.
Not a problem.
because every once in a while we give Tom a call because he was part of the original Christmas Story movie. Utter your line again, so famously and so well done.
Holy cow, there's the fire department. Wow, it's the cops.
I know, right?
Like, wow, it's just
Now,
amazing.
A little deeper voice at this point. We got to remember, this is 40, almost 40 years
Wow.
ago.
It's hard to believe. And the sequel comes out, the follow-up to that classic comes out this weekend, A Christmas Story, Christmas. Did you know this was in the works, Tom? Did you have any inkling?
Well, actually, I had heard that it was in the works. However, I have yet to see it, I guess, because it hasn't been debuted yet. But I'm not sure what it's going to turn out like, to be quite honest with you.
Sorry, can we back up a second?
Yeah.
Tom, are you not in this movie?
No.
You have got to get yourself a better agent. How?
He lost my phone number about a week after I did the movie.
Does it make sense to you? Did you always think
Yeah.
that somewhere along the line, because everything gets a sequel, that this would happen?
You know what? I didn't really anticipate that it would happen. That I think from the beginning it was set to be a Christmas classic, and no remakes or anything like that. It was just going to be the movie, and nothing done after that. And I'm sure if Bob Clark were still alive, he was still directing it, he probably would have had a say in that as well. But no, they just went ahead and made the movie without me.
Well, and I don't know how they could do that, Tom, to be
appalled.
quite
I don't
honest.
know either. I don't know.
I'm appalled.
But it does. I honestly don't know how they can, because it has become such a holiday classic. How do you move on from that? How do you do a sequel from a film that has such a huge and loyal following?
Well, I don't know, but it won't be as successful as the original. I can tell you.
Well, you're not in it. Of course, it's not going to. But are you going to go see it?
I probably will see it. Yeah, absolutely. I will do it with my family. Absolutely.
So, I mean, let's guess that even as kids, how much of the cast are you even in touch with at all, let alone Ralphie?
Well, actually, none of them except for one of the extras had reached out to me last year and was camping in the area and wanted to meet. So So that's about the only cast member that I was involved with since the movie itself. I have talked to Zach Ward, which was writing a book, and he's also the individual that owns the house in Cleveland.
Right. Which is now for sale, by the way.
It is.
Yeah. Gift shop, museum, vacant lots around it. It's about 1.3 acres.
Yeah, it's a little, I think it's set right into the most seediest area of Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, good Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
You have to sell a few more trucks then, bud.
I guess so, yes.
Tom Wallace of Campbellford Chrysler, one of the secondary stars of the original A Christmas Story. Do you watch the original every year?
I usually do, for giggles, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like to. I watch it right to the end, of course, because I am the last person on the credits. So
yeah. Darn Wallace, starting with a W.
Tom Wallace again from Campbellford Chrysler. Thanks so much for taking the time this morning.
Christmas.
And yes, A Christmas Story Christmas out in theaters this weekend. Thanks so much, Tom.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Rah, 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 rah.
Bye now.
Don't shoot your eye out.
I won't.
Isn't that great? I mean, wow. The guy, as a kid, was in the movie. I've talked to him before about it. And
several times.
Bit of a casting call, how it happened. He just sort of fell into it. It was never like he decided at 4 that he was going to be an actor. He just kind of fell into it. Thought it was kind of cool. And then as he laughed there, he said, my agent lost my phone number after the first week. So I guess he figured he wasn't going anywhere.
Nice of him to take the time, though, and still talk about it. Because as he pointed out, it's been 40 years.
Yeah.
And he had 2 lines in the film. Yeah. We, of course, love the fact that he was in the film and he had these 2 lines and he's local and he's here. Like, it's something to talk about. But I do wonder, does he ever get tired of it?
Doesn't seem to. He seems to be happy to talk to us.
And that's what's so great about Tom. It really is. He's very, very good to continue to talk to us about it, especially. Take our calls.
Now, A Christmas Story, as Tom also pointed out, they were hoping that they were filming a Christmas classic. And it is. Mm-hmm. It's on people's list of movies they have to watch every holiday. I know it came a survey this morning, which had 2 things. Number 1, how old were you when the vast majority of your Christmas memories became cemented? So when you think now about Christmas, how old are you? And the average age is somewhere between 6 and 10. And I think, what did they say, like 35% of people pick that?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not pick that? Somewhere, but like when you were
I think anything younger, you don't remember, right?
Yes, sure.
And after that, you start to get older and question.
That's what I mean.
And the wonder is, it's not lost, but it diminishes.
So why isn't that answer 100%? Everybody is between 6 and 10 when they think of their favorite Christmases. Now, I mean, now that we're grown-ups, yes, one of my favorite Christmases was when my children were about 3 and lost their poop on Christmas morning, because this was just the greatest thing.
It was amazing.
The whole holiday season, like there's a tree. Yeah. And you put lights on them. Stop being amazed. Civilization's done this forever. Yes, but I haven't been around a long time. This is great.
But I think it's more than just Christmas morning, too. Between 6 and 10, I think that's when they start to, at least I'm starting to, I see it with my kids now. It's the anticipation as well. They get it. They feel it. They see the lights go up. They're part of it, too. They're part of decorating the tree. They're part of putting the lights up. They're part of shopping, even. They're part of it more between 6 and 10. So you're right. I'm surprised, too, that it isn't a higher number.
No, it's when I was 30. Nobody says that. 30. So what is it about the holiday season? When does it start for people? And the number 1 is decorating the Christmas tree. When you put the Christmas tree up, it is game on. So
it is in our house.
The thing is, if you are a staunch real treer,
it's later.
Then what do you do? Because you've got to decorate the house. You got to put lights up.
That's why we don't get a real tree. Yeah. I can't imagine waiting until like a week or 2 before Christmas.
Yeah, I can't imagine the holiday season really. I don't get it going until about the 18th of December.
What?
Yeah, you're kind of missing out.
And and you are. You really are missing out. It's not a matter of the work or, as my aunt likes to point out, well, then you got to dust around everything. Like that. It's
Whatever.
It's not that at all. You really are missing out. on waiting that long.
And let's talk about the elephant in the room that we're all tired of hearing about. After the last couple of Christmases, 2 or 3 years, let's just celebrate. I know numbers are still bad, and we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
And we need to do it, but if anything, if we haven't learned, if you can have some good times, have them.
Yeah.
Don't be a Grinch about it. Don't question what other people are doing or how come they just enjoy it.
That was going to be my point. If someone wants to put up a tree and some lights and that makes them happy, what's the problem?
Do it.
Let them do it. You do it. Try it. Maybe it'll make you happy too, and then you don't have to be angry at everybody else.
On the list at number 2, and we feel personally responsible for this.
Oh, yes.
The number 2 beginning of the holiday season is when they start to hear Christmas songs on the radio.
See, I didn't realize that was a factor for some people. We should be on it then. We should be playing Christmas music now. If we have that responsibility.
That's what I'm thinking.
Why are we waiting?
I don't know.
Let's do this.
I don't know what it is because I can't make all the decisions. I don't know what it is.
Really? I thought you could.
But when I looked at the list, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I think we've dropped the ball. We need to get on that.
I feel like we're on a naughty list somewhere now.
I know.
Watching Christmas movies, number 3.
Yes.
So true. So
and you have your
Spirited.
favorites.
Yeah,
you
Spirited's coming out. The Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, Octavia Spencer movie.
I can't wait. I want to see that.
As well as the sequel to A Christmas Story.
That's out today. Yep.
Which one's that? What's that one called? Another Christmas Story? Does it have
Christmas Story Christmas.
A Christmas Story Christmas.
Yes, is the sequel, and it opens today.
2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the favorites too. My kids have already started, and these are newer ones, but the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Yep.
Home Alone. We will watch that repeatedly. Die Hard hasn't come out yet, but it's coming. I know, sorry. White Christmas is another one.
No, keep my face smiling. Yeah.
And then, of course, like all the favorites on TV, and I have to watch them still on TV with the commercials. I can't go to a streaming.
The Rankin Bass are so good.
Like Rudolph and Frosty and those ones, I have to watch with the commercials on TV at their set time because it's just nice.
Until I hear Burgermeister freaking out that there are toys. Right? Herr Burgermeister?
Yes.
It's not Christmas. Aww. Where are all these toys? I love that stuff. Always have.
Oh, yeah. And it isn't the holiday season without, maybe not all of them, but we all have the 2 or 3 that just bring that feeling. For me, it's Home Alone, Die Hard, and probably The Grinch.
Right, The Grinch.
Christmas.
Elf, for me, always does
Kids love Elf, yeah.
Kids love Elf.
It's gaining popularity on my list, I will say.
Yeah, all good. And Will Ferrell was asked for a long time why there wasn't a second one, and I just loved his answer. His answer was like, what would you need it for?
Why? Yeah.
Like, I get that people love the character, but the movie is the movie, and just watch it every year. It is what other adventure could that character have gone through than what it did in the first? You're right. Not everything needs a sequel. Yeah. Not everything needs to be updated.
As we talked to Tom about that, yes, people wanted a sequel to A Christmas Story, but I think that's what took it so long too, is because, what
would be the purpose?
What can you do with it? It was so good as its own, and it's lived so long as that popular cult almost following, loyal following. You do it again, and it's not going to work. We've seen it. So this is interesting because Ralphie's grown up. So it's kind of him and his family and how it goes.
And he wants to create a Christmas they'd remember like he has now.
When he was 6 and 10.
Now I get it.
Exactly.
It's not just a different kid in the same situation. No. It's the same kid grown up. So it's like, all right, now I get it.
Yeah.
So I hope it does well.
I do too. And Spirited too. I hope it does well. Because even though it's not a sequel to Elf, there's just that connection of Will Ferrell and another holiday film. It's like, this is going to be good.
And Ryan Reynolds, always good. Octavia Spencer's going to be great. So looking forward to that. Other things on the list. The holiday season begins when I start seeing holiday-related food items in fast food restaurants. True.
Tim Hortons.
Too. That's so true.
Ding, ding.
How do you escape it then? Because every drive-thru's got something.
Starbucks has their cups back. And they like to have their holiday lattes, much like the pumpkin spice. They do like a peppermint or some sort of festive drink, beverage, or food. So that's really, that's when it starts for some.
Plus, all of them are now offering gift cards for the discerning shopper.
Of course.
For the one person on your list you don't know what to buy for. Zing! A $25 gift card will work.
Can't go wrong with gift cards.
Can't go
you really
wrong.
Can't.
Got them. And what else was on the list? I think that was about it. And then they got into like holiday baking, which is really good. Just, because I put a picture up on Twitter this morning because Charity shamed me horribly. And it's so true.
Well, I didn't mean to shame you. It just made me laugh.
Doesn't matter whether you meant to. You did.
I'm sorry.
Package of Vortman Christmas cookies.
I didn't want to shame you.
I know. And I love them. And so yesterday on the air, Charity said, here, open these. So I opened them with my mic on, of course.
Well, because you were looking at them the entire bar. I'm like, just have one. Open them and have one.
And she said, boy, it sounds louder on here than I thought it would.
The wrapper
I know,
was
right?
It's because you busted the bag right open.
But I didn't know that wasn't how you don't open those cookies. She thought you do it. Open the ending, right? And then you slide the tray out. I look like a raccoon got at it.
It's not that it's not the way you're supposed to do it. I look at it as, and here's my mom coming out. If you can open it that way if you're going to eat them all. Otherwise, how do you close it back up to keep them fresh? Mm-hmm. That's the mom side of me. How do you close? And they're not. I came in this morning and the package is open on the desk, which is fine. It's totally fine. But they don't stay as fresh. So that's why. You've been eating them all morning, though, so they must still be good.
I was going to say, well, you're talking about the mom in you, which is great. I appreciate that because I can hear that in my head.
Sorry.
The dad in me says, so?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, guys?
I don't get it. What?
And you're eating it. And if the mom in you were to say to me, but it doesn't taste as fresh, does it? The dad in me says, don't care.
Still tastes good. Still good.
And I'm wearing it on my shirt and brush it off and go get another one. Because it's the holiday season.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you're right.
My gosh.
When the cookies come out, it's like, whatever. They're good.
So that's what the show was about this morning. Who else did we have on? Zoe was on here from the Children's Foundation. If you are headed out to the Trenton Golden Hawks game tomorrow night, it is Dress Purple night. So as a fan, dress purple. They're going to be wearing their purple jerseys in the pregame skate and then auctioning them off with the money going to the Children's Foundation. So be generous. Children's Foundation had a set number of tickets available for purchase for the game. Zoe says sold out.
Yeah.
So nice work, everybody. Game sold from that. Like you might be able to get some at the box office, but those that were being offered through the Children's Foundation sold out. So sweet. And then be nice and generous at the silent auction that they have at the game tomorrow night. All the best of the Golden Hawks. Wear purple night, so dress that way for that game tomorrow. What else? And then we had Jeff on, right? We talked about
numbers.
It was a full day.
It was a full day. It was a fun day. And we talked about Christmas this morning as well because there was also a gentleman. I love to decorate, going back to that list about how fun it is. He spent $4,000 on Christmas decorations this year. He and his partner just bought a house, and he said when we bought it, I was already picturing what we could put in the yard for decorations. And the picture's up on our Facebook page, what $4,000 of Christmas decorations looks like, inside and out. Yeah. So it wasn't just in the yard. They also decorated inside their home as well. And it's amazing.
Because they just bought it, my thoughts turn, as always, to the next door neighbor. Because what did the house look like last Christmas under the former owners? I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying this is what you're used to. Then somebody new moves in your neighborhood, and you don't give it a second thought until helicopters are landing on your front lawn because you can see this house from space.
That's a little extreme.
And maybe they love it. Yeah. Like we talked about Dednersville. What do the neighbors do around Dednersville with all the cars and everything? And then I went to visit, and it's
and they're thinking about doing it next year.
I know.
Being a part of it.
Turns out I know who the neighbors are. And I said, oh my gosh, it's great that you live here. What did you think when he moved in? He said, well, one of two thoughts. Either, we could kind of shrug it off, or B, we could get involved and help out the hospital. Now, those are neighbors.
Yeah.
That's so good.
But that's very true. And that's exactly what I'm thinking of. There was, where we're in a little community, a little rural community. And I've always enjoyed decorating, but then we did have a neighbor move in who loved it even more than I did, and their yard was just full. And that kind of...
Oh, no.
It didn't start... No, it's not going that way. But it encouraged everybody else to get on board.
Because it wasn't just you.
No, it wasn't just me now. Now somebody else. And then somebody else thought, okay, well, I'm going to put up these lights. And it just kind of grew. And I remember it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, walking up and down our road at night, creeping the neighbors, with my phone, and I texted them all afterwards, are you guys okay if I take pictures? And because the entire road, our entire community, all of a sudden was just lit up more than it had ever been lit up before. It was amazing. It just kind of it grew, and that's nice. So I hope, if they haven't already, that this is kind of enveloped. It's accepted. It's welcomed and grows from there. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to go Griswold.
Exactly. No.
But just encouraging and makes everybody feel good. Come together as a community.
People wonder where inspiration comes from. I just developed in my head as you were speaking my next Hallmark Christmas movie plot.
Around decorating?
Yeah, I already have one that
They're
I'm going to write.
competing against each other, and then they realize they love each other?
Other way around.
Okay.
Christmas is on the air. That's the one I have, but a radio guy.
That's the radio
so I have that one. My next one is going to be the small community like where you live, which I'm going to call North Narnia.
Okay.
And there's only one house that never decorates, and everybody else on the street does. And the whole movie is going to be sort of the backstory of why they don't. Of course, it starts out where they think they're really Grinchish.
This is a Hallmark movie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They think they're really sort of Grinchish, but they learn over time that there's a backstory that's kind of sad, that they were never really accepted. And so the rest of them is, until they, sort of join in. But everybody learns something about everybody over the holiday season, just in seconds.
Well, for inspiring you, I hope I get some of the credit.
You'll get the dedication, like in my book. You'll get the dedication to my wife and children and Charity. All had to put up with me. So I don't know what that one's going to be called. The Lonely House on the Block in Marshmallow Station, Colorado. I'm going to go home and write that story.
Okay. Well, you have fun with that.
What else going on today? What are you doing today? You got
actually today, I got parent-teacher interviews, but before that, speaking of decorating, I'm going to go do some greenery baskets. I'm going to do up my planters today.
That sounds like something somebody committed to the holiday season would do.
I am committed to the holiday season. I haven't had time, so yeah, I'm kind of. I don't want to say late, but it's getting there. So I have 2 baskets I got to do up today.
And then you're mailing Christmas cards pretty soon.
Oh, my cards are done. Yeah,
I'll
stick. There's one I got to mail next week, and then the rest will go out the first week of December.
Yeah, you should be Queen of Christmas. Get rid of Mariah Carey.
Not even close.
You should be the QOC.
Not of Quinny. No, not even. Not even close.
Have a great Thursday, everybody. Back in it tomorrow morning. Jimmy Hollywood will be in with Rumor Day. That's on the way, and our Christmas joke, and Charity and I are going to be getting ready for the Santa Claus Parade on Sunday, where we're going to be providing the on-air commentary on your television. So we're going to be getting the run sheets and practicing stuff, and I'm going to try not to wear all black again like I did last year. Like, Mark, come on, a little color?
You
like
had a Santa
red.
hat.
Yeah, I know. So Scrooge with a Santa hat, not the look we're going for on television. If you don't mind. The ghost of Christmas, blah. No. Could you have a little more zing to it?
Okay, zing. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, I'm going to compete.
Good to know.
Like you've heard Charity the last part of the year, I'm going to compete with that. She's come in like a gingerbread house and
not a brick house.
Coming up tomorrow morning, join us with Mark and Charity mornings on 95.5 Hits FM.